Brenda, good afternoon. 4 more days. In the next 4 days, the cessation of movement in the two areas, that is Eastleigh and Old Town, will also be coming to an end today. The curfew directive has come to an end. How effective has it been so far?
Well, you are right, Zain. It has been about 51 days of both the containment and the curfew. The curfew announced on the 25th of March and taking effect on the 27th of March, renewed twice. We are expecting the President to address the nation today to review these measures that were amongst a raft of other measures that were taken by the government in conjunction with the Ministry of Health to try and flatten the curve of the COVID-19 spread in the country. Now, just how effective these measures have been remains to be seen. We saw the first time when these measures were taken, the cases in the country were just below 100. Right now, we're talking about 781 cases, about 48 deaths, and just about 200 recoveries, if I'm not wrong. So it is really hard to gauge just how effective they have been. But there are those who have argued that if these measures had not been taken, perhaps we would be looking at much higher figures, those projected into perhaps thousands or tens of thousands at this point in time. So we will be waiting to hear what the President has to say, perhaps also just trying to give us a clear picture of whether they believe that the measures they have taken so far have helped in reducing the slow or the march of the disease in the country. Zainab?
Before I let you go, there has been a lot of concern on the impact this has had, not only in the economy, socially as well. What do you make of it? And with regards to this, and of course, the economic impact that it's had in the country, do you believe that probably the President might see it fit to probably extend the curfew and the cessation of movement in those particular counties?
Well, Zainab, it's hard to tell what the President will be telling us in that address that will be happening this afternoon, but we do know for a fact these measures have had a huge impact in the economy of the people, especially those people who are used to leaving their houses every morning to go out there and eke a living. Their working hours have been reduced considerably. You have to be in your house by 7 p.m. That means you have to leave your place of work that much earlier, meaning that you lose those hours that you could have used to perhaps just make that extra shilling. We've seen social gatherings have also been reduced considerably. Kids are not going to school. We do know that that is under review right now, but there is no denying that these measures have had a big impact on the country's economy. We have seen in the past the government trying to look at means of slowly reopening the economy of the country. We've seen measures being put in place, hoteliers being asked to meet a certain number of guidelines to allow them to operate at least on a reduced capacity. We do know that many people right now are perhaps just struggling to put food on their table when the economy practically is just grinding slowly to a halt. But you have to look at the bigger picture, Zainab. There is that need to ensure that there's continuity in the economy, that people are able to go around their businesses safely as they keep themselves safe from this COVID-19 disease. But on the other hand, you also have the need by the government to protect the entire population of the country. So it is a very delicate balancing act, and one that the President and the Ministry of Health have been trying to ensure that both sides of this coin are actually catered for. So it will be interesting to see what the President says when he does speak to the nation. But perhaps just speaking from the previous Ministry of Health briefings we've seen in the past, the Ministry of Health, the Cabinet Secretary saying that if people continue to treat this disease normally, it will treat us abnormally. Perhaps the President will be taking these things into consideration as he mulls over whether to extend the containment and the curfew or to relax the rules a little bit.